everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to day 7 of the holiday card series for 2015. Today I'm using the Christmas Scene Trifold stamp set from Art Impressions. You'll notice that I've got a little bit of a different backdrop here. I'm actually working at my kitchen table today. That's because I'm having my carpets cleaned at my house and I've been kicked out of my craft room for the afternoon and overnight so that they can dry. So here I am at my kitchen table and I'm just going to make this card. So I'm starting out by following the instructions on the back of the stamp set. It says to cut your paper to 5 inches tall by 11 inches long and then score at 3 5/8 from each short end. So I'm doing that. I'm using some Arches watercolor paper today. I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring. And because of that, I'm going to start out by stamping these images in VersaFine Onyx Black ink or Black Onyx. And the first thing it tells you to do is take the large Christmas cottage stamp from the stamp set and stamp that in the center panel and have that be about 1/2 inch from the top of the card. So that's what I've done here. A nice crisp impression. Then you turn the paper over and you stamp the snowman stamp on the left side of the paper, right next to that score line. And then you stamp the mailbox image on the other side. Now, these are eventually going to be folded in, so they're on the opposite side from the Christmas cottage, and it makes it so that as I'm working and painting, everything stays flat. So I've stamped these all in advance so that I can break out my watercolors and get going. Before I do that watercoloring, there were a few pieces of each image that just didn't stamp really darkly, and I wanted to emphasize those and kind of make sure those lines looked complete. So I took my black pen and just went over those lines once more. This is a waterproof black pen. It's from Pilot, and if you're interested in that pen, it'll be listed in the supplies. So I'm looking at my scene here, and I'm going to be referencing this scene as I watercolor. I'm going to be using nearly the same colors, and I really want to look at that and glance back at that image multiple times so that I get my shading in the correct areas. I'm using the Kuretake Zig Gansai Tambi palette today for my watercolors, and I'll be using a size 4 round brush from Silver. This is a silver brush, black velvet. It's a size 4, and I really love this size. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on some music and speed up the painting process. This was actually a really lengthy painting process, so it benefits both you and I to just speed it up. So I will be back at the end of the painting to pick up and let you know what's happening next. the painting is almost complete, but I'm going to add some gold areas using my Fine Tech Metallic Watercolors palette. Just grabbing one of the really pretty gold colors, and I'm going to add gold to the present on the bow and a couple of these other presents that don't have color yet. And I'm also going to add gold to the Christmas ornament bulbs that are hanging down off that pole. This is just going to give it a little bit of shimmer. And to make it complete, I'm going to turn it over and add a little bit of gold over onto the wreath on the Christmas cottage as well. So I'm just going to flip this over after I finish the snowman here. Flip it over, and I'm just going to add a few little dots of gold. So now that my painting's all complete, I'm going to finish the card here. I started to do that by folding in along those edges, and you'll notice that some of it's starting to crack. This watercolor paper is very thick, and so I was anticipating that it might start cracking. To help with that, I'm going to take my Teflon bone folder and just run the edge right along those cracking parts, and it's just going to smooth them down and give it more of a finished look. I do this a lot with cards and cardstock that starts to crack. I just run that Teflon bone folder over the edge, and it kind of presses all of that cracking back into the paper and gives a nice finished fold. So I took my scissors, and following the instructions on the back of the stamp set, it says to trim out the images and then take it all the way to the score line and then cut straight up. So you'll notice that I've got those cuts in. Next to the snowman, I accidentally cut down too far. I think the best thing to do is to not have it come down into that V shape by the snowman, but in the end it worked out okay. Took the sentiment from the greeting from the stamp set and stamped that in VersaFine black onyx ink down at the bottom. So now when the card is folded in, the entire greeting will be hidden. I realized that I forgot to paint the sky above the cottage, so I mixed kind of a grayish blue color and then dabbed that on around the top edge of that house. And in order to soften the edges, I brought in a little bit of water after I had that color in. I just brought some water in to soften out those edges. And then I took today I'm using Kleenex because I didn't have my paper towels, the ones I like, down in the kitchen. So I'm using a Kleenex, but you could use any towel or cloth just to dab up a little bit of that color. So after that was complete, the card is almost done. I'm just going to add a little more detail using my Uniball Signal Broad white gel pen. I'm going to add some dots to a present, and then I'll also be adding some stripes and some kind of a check pattern onto one of the other presents. And then I'm going to take all of those white dots and I'm going to make them into snow. So I'm putting it over that sky area that I've just painted. And it's just going to give a little bit of detail to the top part of this card. So that's the card for today. Everything's nice and finished. One thing I did do after I turned off the camera is I adhered this card onto just a single panel of taffy cardstock. The taffy color is from Basil, so you'll see that in the final photos. I just want to let you know that that's how I finished off the edges of this card. Just want a little bit of color peeking out. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys on Monday for a new card in the holiday card series. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for staying till the very end of the video. On screen right now are the 6 previous years of the holiday card series. Can't believe I've been doing this for 7 years, but this is definitely the 7th year. And if you'd like to check out what I did on day 7 for the previous 6 years of the holiday card series, you can see them on screen right now. Just click on any of those images and it will take you directly to those videos. I will be back on Monday with day 8 of the holiday card series. Until then, happy card making, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video.